Good morning and welcome to Get to Know Your Leaders. My name is Jennifer Hurley and I am the chair of the Festival Management Committee, producers of the Toronto Caribbean Carnival.
And my name is Mishka Crichton, and I'm the CEO.
And this morning we welcome Hayden Joseph. Hayden is the owner of the mass band Lavway Mass. Good morning, Hayden, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you guys for having me.
Hayden, the name of your band is Lavway Mass. What is the significance or meaning of the word Lavway?
The meaning of Lavway is a stick fighting chant. It's an aura where if you ever been to a stick fight concert or whatever it is, right? The songs that they sing and the spiritual movement and the act that they go, yes, you see people get their head bust open, but it happens.
It's a dance.
It's a dance. It's a love way. It's a vibe. It's a feeling. So me feeling that back from my background, decided to bring that aspect back. Hence my logo has the two stick fighting in the hats and all that. People wouldn't get it, but the name of the game is mass at the same time.
Thank
You're
you.
going to get it now.
They will. So one more question, Hayden. Tell me about your history in the carnival arts.
Toronto Carnival Arts or my history from Trinidad?
Trinidad and Toronto.
Let's go back to the beginning.
Well, in the beginning, as a young man, young boy, how we want to put it, in Trinidad, I was born with a gift of art. Never been to any school to learn into anything like that. Being around my uncles and so all creative people, I started to focus myself in my art. Going to school at the same time, but pushing my art. Born in a badass area, if I could say that, right?
Yes, you can.
Wasn't always good, nothing always proper, but I stuck to myself and kept my art. So I used to do airbrushing and painting and selling my own shirts and all that stuff. Then started moving on to a little bit more by going to these camps, panyards, because my uncle is a musician. Following that whole footstep, seeing what they're about, because I don't want to get caught up in nonsense, right? That get me focused and grounded.
Where did you go to school in Trinidad? Because I taught at Nelson Street Boys RC.
I went to Monterey RC School.
There you
Same
go.
school Ellison Doyle went to. And I'm saying it.
Well, I don't know. We're going to have to talk to Edison about that.
Yeah, Monterey RC School. I went to junior secondary St. Madeleine. Then I went to study architectural drawing at Southern Drafting School. And then I left and come to Canada.
Okay, and when you came to Canada, did you become involved right away into the carnival arts?
No, I was actually doing my printing business, working in the printing industry. That's my main thing. And then a good gentleman by the name of Ken DeFreitas, I gotta call him. He wanted some work done on his costumes. And a friend told him about me, and I just got into it with him from there. That way it started in
were
Toronto.
you making the mask or were you
Yeah,
creating it?
helping making it, painting it, bringing it to life.
I love that. And I love that you said that you were given this gift of art, because it's not often in our community even that we acknowledge that we have gifts and that it's okay to say that and to own it and be proud of it. So I love that you said that. Tell me what gift Carnival's given to you.
Where to start with this thing now? The gift of Carnival for me is seeing, like I said before, from an idea to my pencil to paper to reality. For me to do that and see something come out, I have accomplished anything that I created. It could be something small, it could be something big. It's mass, it's reculture. And as one of the greatest persons in this business said, if you think of something, try and put somebody in it. Right? So I kept that in my head all the time. So anything could be a costume, anything you could think about to build, to create, to move, to drag, to whatever. I feel accomplished when I do something like that.
I love that.
So,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
what inspired you to start your own band?
Well, years ago, as I could go back, my good friends, I was with them for years. Could call the name Carnival Nations, that's my boys.
Yes,
right?
you can call them. Shout out to Carnival
They're my boys.
Nations.
They're my boys. They're my boys. Right? We still play football together from since Wednesday came. Still team, all that.
Wow.
But with them, I learned some more and put myself in a position to be myself. And years ago, my good friend, Marcus, he said, oh, that logo you create could be a band. He didn't know he gave me an idea, but he gave me an idea. But I just kept going at it and going at it, and I decided to do something. And I think if I didn't do something for myself, I think I'll just be stuck being a section leader.
Tell me about your presentation this year. What is the theme and what inspired you to bring this theme?
Well, I could go a little bit further. Before I had Venom Carnival, and they reached a point where it wasn't working. So I had to rebrand, as you guys know, I had to rebrand, rechange. And from rechanging, again, the same stick fight aspect, I'm getting myself back to my roots. I said, you know what, let me start doing this. And once I got the name down, finalized it, get it done with the government and everything, I decided to go back again and say, you know what, the theme can be then and now. Meaning, we have a past and we have a future, but it's still the same thing we're playing, right? It's a mass. So I would like to bring back that old with the new.
Well, I attended your band launch and
Uh-huh.
it was very nostalgic.
Thank you.
It brought me back to my home in Trinidad.
Oh, I'm glad I did.
It was historic.
Mhm.
It had a very old mass feeling,
There you go.
but translated into a very new, pretty mass.
Yes.
So I thought that was genius. By the way, I thought it was
Thank you. Thank you.
it enabled us to bring our past and our culture to the present.
Yes.
So congratulations on that.
Thank
It's
you.
so interesting because when I saw it too, I thought, wow, this is modern and fashion.
Yeah, that's
So
the
for
idea.
sure I felt those elements, but those were the things that I saw the most.
So that's good. I'm glad you see that.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
but and then to your point,
Yeah.
that's exactly what you wanted people to get.
And I think it
Yes.
actually melded two generations.
Mm-hmm.
My generation of people who live in Trinidad,
Mm-hmm.
we know old mass. We know when they come to our door, the feelings we get. We know when the sounds of the whip.
Yes. Yes.
We know the story of the Laja
Yes,
Blast and
there
the
you go.
Lagahoo.
There you
So
go.
it was very, very genius. I
Thank
think.
you. Thank
for
you very
to
much.
bring that.
Thank
It
you
was
very much.
amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
You talked about that you had Venom and you rebranded, and there's so many other things that you do, Hayden. You are an entrepreneur.
Thank you.
Is there anything that any advice you would give somebody who wants to be a band leader, or advice you would give somebody in terms of what you would have done differently when you were first starting out?
Advice for someone. First things first, be yourself. And don't try and be nobody else. Be yourself. If you are this person, be this person. Don't try and look at the other ones and see what they do and whatnot, because you are your own worst enemy.
Let me write that down.
Right? So
Yeah.
once you get yourself in that line,
Mhm.
then you start to understand where you would go. My vision is not just to be on the lakeshore. My vision is to be mass in Toronto Airport, downtown, wherever it is. It has to have it because they don't know about it.
Mhm.
And I also want to have something where I could teach this to the little ones.
Well, that's really good that you said that, because we do actually have a program at the FMC where we are taking the mass to the schools. We're taking it to the elementary schools and we're taking it to the secondary schools.
Well, I'll be on board with that because that's one of my projects this year.
Yes.
I am
so-
also doing a walk for cancer in Brampton. And I'll be sending the information to you guys as well.
Well, that's amazing. I think the idea is that we have to get our youth involved in the
Yeah.
carnival because that's our future.
Yes, you have to. If they don't know where they're going. It would just be down there, as a lot of people call it, a sex fest on the road. They don't understand the street parade is not a party. It's a cultural event that it's an expression.
And,
Right.
and it's up to us as leaders of the FMC and leaders of the bands
Mhm.
to teach our kids.
Mhm.
We have that responsibility. So it's one of the things that we're really trying to do at the FMC this year.
But that's good.
So, and we're trying to get the mass bands, and I know we have one other mass band who's working with us on that
Right,
project.
right.
But we would love to have you as well.
Hey, I don't mind. Once it's culture, I'm on it.
I love it.
Yeah, on it.
One of the things we talk about so much is our legacy and how much that our legacies are what we're doing now. But what legacy do you see yourself leaving either to your kids or the community of Carnival?
Oh, for Canada? Yes. Before I leave this face of this earth here, I want to be able to see this culture throughout the entire portion of Canada, from end to end. That way they would understand our culture, not just Trinidad, but the whole Caribbean culture, the African culture. It's something that we all are missing. Everybody else does theirs. Why can't we? And this crab in a barrel mentality have to stop. Right? I'm being straight to the point. we have to come together and push this out. And I want to see something like that here. That people say, yes, we did this. This is ours. A museum, somewhere we could go and see something, learn about it from the beginning to the end. You got to do something.
You see us smiling because
Yeah.
as in my role as chair,
Mm.
we are starting a project. We haven't got into the details yet, but we want to create a legacy, and that
Mhm.
legacy is a building for us.
You need a museum.
Yes,
You do.
not only a museum, but a place for the bands to have their launches. For a place.
Oh,
for
that's
the bands.
fantastic. I always thought of that.
Yeah, a place for the bands to be able to have a warehouse to store and build mass where
There
they're
you
not
go.
spending thousands and thousands of dollars and giving it to another community.
Yeah, exactly.
And finally, a place for our steel band, because some of our steel
Pan.
bands. Yes, because I love
Love it.
band. I love
Oh, yeah.
band, and they're practicing on their bridge. So
Mhm.
we need, as a community, to come together and get a home for us. So that's our Love and Legacy project. We
Mhm.
it's now in the
Infancy stage,
in
we should
very
say.
infant stage.
But that's
so,
good though.
So
Yeah.
this is something that we're, as a group.
That is good.
Yeah,
I always say
that's
things
good.
like that to my people, but they think I'm nuts a little bit.
We don't think you're
No,
not.
we think it's
Visionary.
If everything is in one, why go all over the place?
Yeah.
and not only that, it is important for us to build and uplift our community.
Mhm.
And to do that, we have to own the resources. We have to own our building. We have to own our
We have to.
finances.
We have to.
Mhm.
Yeah, because people ask me many times, Hayden, where do I go and see this thing?
Mhm.
They don't know.
Mhm.
Every costume that's built, you know where it goes? The garbage after.
Well, that is sad.
Terrible.
It is
Yeah.
sad because there are so many places that we can use it. You talk about the airport. Why don't we have a section in the airport
A big costume.
with costumes?
There you go.
With our king and queen from every year.
There you go.
So
Rotate them.
we're thinking a lot about the very different ideas about how we can create and keep these masterpieces that you guys create.
Yeah, yeah. Great costumes.
I'm going to ask a fun question now.
Yeah.
Given the choice of anyone in the world,
Mhm.
who would you have as a dinner guest?
Peter Minshell.
Oh, I love that
yes,
answer.
That is amazing.
I need to pick that guy's brain.
Yeah.
He is genius.
Tell us more about why you picked this person. You go first.
No, I want him to go first, but you know, it's a Trinidadian thing when it's like,
Yeah.
and I say that because I love my St. Vincent people, I love my Canadian people.
We love
But-
Peter too.
But Peter is
Yeah.
he is a genius.
He is. I mean, he was born in Guyana.
I never knew that.
Yeah, grew up in Trinidad. But his vision for this thing, I
Yeah.
mean, he went away for it for a while and came back. But what he sees is not what everybody else sees.
Mhm.
And then when you see this whole picture, it's so fantastic.
Yeah.
So I want to get in that
can't-
guy's brain.
Yeah, such a good, amazing dinner guest that
Hell yeah.
I'm so, that's the whole point of asking the question is like, wow, didn't think of what an experience that would be to sit down with someone like that. It's
A
making me
good
think
old one.
of-
I'm good.
Yeah, like I remember seeing a picture of a band that he did, and I don't remember the name, but I want to say it was called the Nile or something.
River.
Yeah, river.
Right. And just
And
looking
the
at
street was a river.
one photo
Yes.
of it,
Yeah.
it made me emotional. It was the most beautiful thing I
Mhm.
had seen somebody do with costumes
Creativity.
and fabric, you know?
Yes.
And it took me somewhere else just looking at it. So, and then when
Nah.
I think about he had this presentation at the Olympics, and
Oh, yeah.
he's someone that we all respect and we're very proud of this
No,
person that came out of the Caribbean, you know? It's,
Yeah.
No, the fact that he came from Guyana is
Mhm.
really symbolic of what we're trying to do here and try to showcase is that the carnival in Toronto is a Caribbean carnival. It's diverse. It's made up of people from Guyana,
All over.
from Grenada,
All
from
over.
St. Vincent, Martinique,
All over.
all of the Caribbean, and not only just of African descent, of all people come into our carnival. We want people to come into our
Mhm,
carnival
mhm.
because we want to share it.
Yeah.
And
you do.
so it's really amazing to see how we are evolving into this unique carnival that is made up of diverse people
Yeah.
from all over the world.
and it's
Yes.
the carnival. Toronto is ranked the most diverse city in the world.
Mhm.
So when you layer that
Yeah,
onto
with everything.
what we have, it is anybody that's been on the lakeshore and you look around, and yes, it's so Caribbean, but the whole world is represented in our carnival, and that's the part of it too that makes me.
Yeah.
It's so special.
We can never lose the fact that it's rooted in emancipation.
Yes, it is.
It's rooting in slavery.
Yes, it is.
It's rooting in our celebration of that emancipation from slavery.
Yes, it is.
But what we'd like to do is to encompass it and grow it into something bigger.
Yeah.
But we can never forget the historical roots.
No, you can't. And a lot of people don't even know how it really started. They think it's just the slaves were freed and ran out in the streets and all that.
Yes.
It's a mimic. They were mimicking
That's right.
these guys on the masquerade balls that they wouldn't invite us to. Simple. And it started from there.
Yes.
There's a lot of things that a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
All you have to do is go back and read a little bit.
Well, I think we need some books.
There you go.
So maybe that's your next project.
I am writing a book.
See? You sensed it.
I am writing a
So
book.
tell us about that book.
That book is about my experience starting from Toronto Carnival, from the beginning to the end till now. That's all it's about until I'm finished.
Okay. So we will look forward to it.
Yeah, you're gonna get some controversy, you're gonna get some bacchanal, you're gonna get all kind of things, but it's gonna be something that I think we should know.
If it wasn't some intrusi and some
Yeah,
bacchanal
it's
in
called
it.
MAS.
There you go. So that explains
Set
everything.
MAS.
I love it.
Yeah, that's it. MAS.
When do you expect it to come out?
Next year.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good.
Can you please tell me,
Mhm.
because we've chatted about it a little bit,
Okay.
what is a mass man? What does it mean to you? What does that person embody, and what do they do?
First things first, to be a master, like I said, I don't want to be called a designer. A designer is someone who wants to go design stuff and you forget and all that, and they're just playing. It's creating. If you can create from your ideas and visualize something, to me, that is a master and an artist at the same time. Not everybody can do it. A lot of people think they can. I am one of them that is fortunate. And if you look at a lot of people that are doing these costumes, they get stuck in a realm that they just repeat and flip and repeat and flip. But when a real mass person decides to build something, it looks different. And they judge it differently, especially in Toronto, on a bigger skyscraper to a smaller skyscraper. Doesn't make any sense. The spirit of Carnival has to be shown. The smallest mass to the biggest mass could win something. That's why a Mokojambi has beat people in Trinidad. And you spend $400,000 on something, and you get beat by Mokojambi and
There's
still.
the most beautiful Mokojambi this year. It was one of the queens.
Yeah.
I can't remember where she placed, but
Yeah, I think that's a school. I'm not sure.
really.
Yeah,
I
there's
talked
some
about it
guys,
with my
Moko
sister.
Somoko,
We
something like
saw
that they
it,
call them.
And I literally, my sister was like, the way she performed,
Yeah, tell a story.
like I'm getting chills right
The
now.
spirit
It
of
blew me
Carnival
away.
is what we need to see. If you don't have that, you just play in a mass. And you're going out there and carry on and whine and show off. But if you can't portray a costume, it doesn't make any sense. You're just building up numbers like everybody else. I was impressed with Freedom last year when she went by her own and she did a little thing and she played her reggae.
Yes.
You understand?
We love Joanna.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's mass.
Yeah.
To me.
Well, speaking of portraying mass, you have some experience with that, Ishka.
Yes, she does.
You know, that's, I was just telling someone the other day that it was this carnival that let me know my culture. It was this carnival that put me on a stage.
Nice.
It was this carnival that gave me awards. It was this carnival that made me the CEO. And like
There you go.
that is how much this carnival gives to people.
Yeah.
And for me, that's my performance art.
Nice.
There's no other platform that I've existed in as a performer, really, than this.
Yeah.
And that is such a big part of who I am. I wonder what I would be without having that experience
There
or
you
having
go.
the opportunity to do something like that. And you
go.
know, it's like, it's so nerve-wracking and everybody wants to win. There's
Yes.
no one thing in Carnival is, sure, there's participation and we all love that, but everybody
At the competition
wants to win.
part, yeah,
Yes.
they want to win.
You know, and when it's your turn, that different persona that comes over you that
Yes.
performer, that
Yes.
that artist, that moment for me
Yes.
is so special that I get to live that out.
Mm-hmm.
Do you miss it?
Every day,
There you go.
every band launch I go to, there's a little part of me just
I want it.
crumbling inside.
You know what you do? You see that sort of good? Revealing the
Doing the
carnival
carnival
spirit.
spirit.
That's what you get when you're on the stage.
Yeah.
That's
oh,
you.
beautiful.
That's
well
your vibe.
said.
That's your energy.
Yeah.
And only you can know that.
Yeah. And now I just play games with my nephew. I pick him up and we pretend we're a big mask costume together.
See?
So I'm just trying to train it down now.
That's nice.
So can you tell us what, in your view, is success as a mass leader?
Success is making every masquerader that come to my band or any other band, but I'm talking about mine, get the experience that they deserved. Yeah, you're gonna have your hiccups, but an experience on the road is what you need. That way you could come back and say, you know, I had a great time. I'm going with my auntie, my uncle, my children, everybody, because these guys took care of me. I felt well, I had food, I had drinks, I enjoyed myself, and I expressed myself. Experience is the main thing.
And if you had to improve one thing, if you were sitting in our seat
Mm.
and you could improve one thing about the carnival, what would that be?
Talk to the government about funding,
Yes.
because this thing is not cheap. It goes up. Funding
year.
funding has to be fair. I'm not saying because a bigger band gets this and a smaller, it doesn't matter to me right now. We got to work on it, right? But funding is the main thing for each one. Like you guys said, you can't find a place. These other people taking your money for what? For 3 months? The only band that has a camp tour of the year is Dex. I give them props for that, right? But we have to have that funding that we could grow this. If it don't grow, then we end up spinning the same top in mud.
And we know we just did a IPSIS Read market research
Mhm.
report last year,
Mhm.
and the figures came back exactly what we know, that the carnival has this beautiful impact on the city and
Think
on
about
the
it.
province, and it's almost $500 million
Yeah.
in economic impact on
Right.
the province of
And think
Ontario alone.
Think about one band. I'm just using myself. One band, to produce one band could cost you over $60,000, $70,000.
Yeah, tell us about how much it costs to
Yeah.
produce a band, get a mass camp.
Yeah.
and do
Camp.
whole
The
thing.
cheapest camp you could find right now is, I don't know, $5,000. That's the cheapest, and that's a bucks, right? The big guys are paying lots of money. We paying a lots of money for space that we have. I mean, you gotta go through all these and try and get sponsors and stuff. So, I mean, the seed money we get, yeah, it helps, but it's not helping the whole situation. And that's the main thing for these things, because 80,000, 90,000 to run a band for a season, that's a lot of money.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think our job as the FMC is to make sure that we get you the most money.
Funding, yeah.
Yes.
Funding would make it grow, because guys would not quarrel anymore.
No.
Straight up,
Maybe
you're not
they'll
gonna
still
get that
quarrel
big.
A little bit.
Yeah, because we never satisfied, right? But
We love a quarrel.
yeah, a little bacchanal is good, right?
Yes.
But if they're getting it and we all have it, I'm telling you, this thing is gonna come together nicely, because they would know where they're going, how you're getting, what could come next. But if you don't know and you have to beg for sponsors and all this stuff, it's hard work.
One more?
Yeah. One more.
Go right ahead.
What would constitute a perfect day for you?
A perfect day for me. Sell out the entire band, right? Sell out the entire band and have a great parade on the road. Make sure everybody happy.
Well, a perfect carnival day for me would be that it goes off successfully, financially successfully, and safely, and everybody has a great time, and the mass band leaders give their masqueraders what they pay for. And we at FMC are hoping that this year we are able to provide that to our visitors, to our mass bands, and to our masqueraders.
Yeah, to everybody's experience in the carnival, we want to make sure that you leave saying good things.
You have to.
About the experience
You
had.
have to. Or else you would be like, what the?
So one more. I know we said one last question, but I do have one more
ahead.
for you, Hayden. How can people register to become a masquerader in your band, and what are the price ranges?
Well, the basic price right now is from $390 to $400. That's base costume. You check us on the website, Ticket Gateway, and through our personal mass section leaders, I would call them. they have their own websites and stuff as well. So all social media and all that. That's basically it. Social media, website, and Ticket Gateway.
Well, Hayden, thank you very much for joining us on this episode of Getting to Know Your Leader. We have certainly gotten to know you, and we thank Mishka for joining us today and thanking our viewers.
Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks, Hayden.
Thank you.